Welcome to week 4 of the NFL. The Jaguars are back in action against the 49ers over in San Francisco, 4 o'clock Eastern time frame. We're the Jag Bros. Myself and my two brothers are 3 lifelong Jags fans. We grew up in Jacksonville, grew up as season ticket holders, grew up loving the Jaguars, only to have our heart ripped out for the last 15 years. But we are back in action. We are excited. We are hopeful that Liam Cohen is bringing the new to Jacksonville, and we're here to break down the 49ers game upcoming. How are we feeling about this game?
Woo, baby. We are still recording this Monday night, Victory Monday, so I'm still on cloud 9. Maybe we should have waited a day, but we wanted to get this a big game. We wanted to get this to you as soon as possible, but my confidence in this team is like a 10 right now, so I don't know. Maybe I'm going to predict another Jaguars blowout victory, even though all the stats and odds say a blowout. It's probably not likely against the 49ers.
I'm super excited for this game because we're catching the 49ers at the best time. They're so injured. Kittle out. Nick Bosa out. Mac Jones out. Maybe Brock Purdy's back. He might be, might not. Ayuk out. Like, that's their whole team practically. All they have left is Fred Warner, a very good linebacker. Who knows? Maybe we'll knock him out as well. The 49ers are thin right now.
Look, we're not advocating for anybody to be knocked out of the game, but you're right,
We're
Joey.
not the Texans.
Oh, yeah, seriously. We are in a situation where we are catching the 49ers at the right time. And you know what? We probably need it because looking at the last 5 times we played San Francisco, let me read you off the records, or sorry, the results from the Jaguars playing San Francisco over the last 5 times we met them. The most recent time was in 2023. We lost 34-3. The time before that, we lost 30-10. The time before that, we lost 44-33. The time before that, we lost 42-10. The time before that, we lost 20-3. Those are the last 5 times we've played San Francisco. In fact, we have actually never beaten San Francisco in San Francisco. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. Longtime fan of the program, Danny Ziebelman, will be in attendance. So hopefully Danny. He can bring home our first victory ever in San Francisco.
Hey, we talked about it last episode. Jags have not had any success against Houston in Jacksonville the last 7 games. And all of a sudden we turn a new page there. So who knows? It's a new day in Jacksonville and anything is possible with the Jacksonville Jaguars right now.
Yeah, I feel like this is the season of breaking those type of curses. We break it against Houston. We break it with a big win off the first game. And just it seems like it's a very different Jaguars. It's run very well. It's coached very well. The team is a team, and they have each other's back. I see that these curses aren't an issue. I see them as actually maybe motivation for this team to go out and prove everyone wrong.
All right, well, let's break down the game. We're going to start it off as we always do, Jags offense against the 49ers defense. The 49ers have a new DC, well, new in a sense that he's back, and that's Robert Saleh. It's a guy most Jags fans will know because in the offseason we did interview him for the Jags coaching vacancy. But he is a good defensive-minded coach. He didn't have as much success as a head coach. And typically the 49ers defense is pretty nasty. They are led by Fred Warner, Joey, as you said, the captain of their defense. So, guys, what do you think the Jags need to do to have some more success on offense than they did this past Sunday?
They're going to need to figure out how to run the ball. We can't have what we had against Houston. As I said in the last one, we need at least over 100 yards rushing. We definitely need to get that up and going against Houston. Nick Bosa is going to be gone. That helps you out a lot for the offensive line to get against this defensive line. And it actually may be a slight revenge game for Robert Saleh. He thought that this head coaching job was his. He was really upset with the Jaguars, and he left to go be the DC for the 49ers. So I really would not want him to be able to get a get-right game on the Jaguars and being like, hey, you should have hired me as the head coach. No, let's go show him why we didn't hire him as the head coach, because we're going to absolutely wreck his defense.
Well, I think if we are going to wreck them, it is going to start, as you said, Joey, on the ground. And the 49ers invested a lot in the defensive line, specifically in the draft. You look at their first round pick, that was Michael Williams from Georgia. They also drafted 2 interior defensive tackles, Alfred Collins from TJ West from Indiana. So you do have some youth up there. And we saw this big time with the Texans. The Texans had that left tackle, Ursary rookie that was shaking in his boots versus Josh Hines Allen. I'm not saying we have Josh Hines Allen on the offensive line, but you may have an opportunity to take the crowd out of the game and establish the run game, because the Jaguars, the first 2 games when the offense was dominant, we were first place in the NFL in rushing yards and yards per carry. But be sure 49ers are going to watch, and they're going to want to replicate what the Texans did. Get the run early, get that push early, make some plays. Britton Strange, create some holes. He's been pancaking guys left and right. Get that game started fast and early for the rushing attack.
It's going to be really interesting what Robert Saleh does, because historically, he's played a little bit more bend, don't break. He typically allows his guys to make the big plays. He was part of the defensive coordinator for the Seattle's Legion of Boom. So he does really, really good. He puts his players in a position to make plays. And so when you have superior talent, it usually gets amplified because of the defensive style he runs. I'm not entirely sure they're going to have the defensive talent to hang with the Jaguars offensively. And I trust Liam Cohen's ability to take advantage of some of those tendencies, especially with Bosa out for this game. That is a massive loss for them. We saw what one pass rusher can do to the Texans with Josh Hines Allen last week. Like, he is that type of defensive player, Bosa, where he will take over the game and disrupt the entire game plan of what you want. I expect the screen games to be working better than what we saw against the Texans. I expect us to be able to scheme up some plays. And look, if he wants to play a cover 2 shell or drop people out, like, that's honestly what Trevor likes. Trevor likes to be able to take some of the more underneath routes more often than not. So I think this sets up very nicely for the Jaguars to be able to put up some points, despite the fact they haven't let a team score more than 15 points at home this year.
That is true, but they also let the Saints score 21, let Spencer Rattler go for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. This defense can be scored against, and even by not a very good offense. Kamara rushed for 99 yards, and then Rashid, who is a slot guy, quick little dude, I think can play a little bit like Travis Hunter, had a touchdown, 52 yards, a lot of targets. I would love to see Travis Hunter really kind of have a breakout game against this 49ers team. I think it's time for him to really get going. I want to see what we did with Parker Washington, but with Travis Hunter. Let's draw up some plays. He's earned it. You saw he had the most electrifying play other than BTJ's 46-yard catch. He is ready to boom, I think, and I would love to see it happen against this defense.
Well, and I am pulling up their injury report, and again, it's Monday night, so there's going to be a lot of these that we're just going to have to watch because they're day-to-day. But even on defense, we mentioned some of these on offense. I mean, Michael Williams is day-to-day. Renardo Green is dealing with a neck issue. He's a cornerback out of FSU that I really like. So, again, there's going to be some big potential holes because overall the Jags offense and defense is really pretty healthy, one of the most healthy teams in the NFL. And to your point, Joe, I think it's going to be all about feeding the hot hand. Don't think about, hey, we've got to feed BTJ early or you know what they did last game. Oh, Parker Washington had a big game. We need to feed him early. You just need to look for whoever's open, whoever has the mismatch, whoever has the opportunity. If it's Travis Hunter, feed him. If it's Britton Strange like it was last game, then feed him. If it's BTJ and he's catching the ball, feed him. Or if it's JT, I know you called this out last episode. If it's the running backs and in the swing pass, feed him. It's got to be the hot hands and whoever is catching the ball. Please, 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 for all Jaguars fans everywhere, please hang on to the football.
Well, let's shift gears now to the defensive side of the ball. This is going to be interesting. They are banged up, and most likely we're going to assume Brock Purdy is back because on Monday this is what a lot of the rumors are. And so it's a Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey type of game. I would suspect that 70% of their offense is going to be McCaffrey, But I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually kind of concerned because even though he hasn't had the most talented teams at times, he's able to like you look up and somehow the 49ers have scored 24, 28, 30 points. And that to me is a little bit concerning because I don't know. I think he will be by far the best offensive coordinator we've seen thus far this year.
I agree, but losing George Kittle, I think the average fan, because he's not typically as dominant in fantasy football, he's still top three, top five. But what George Kittle is, especially to this 49ers offense, cannot be stated how important and integral he is to this offense because essentially he's like an extra offensive tackle. He is the best blocking tight end that I think I've ever seen. Maybe Gronk is in that conversation. And then a very good receiver as well. Ayuk is also out. So you're looking at not a ton of weapons. Yes, CMC is CMC, but he's not like tearing it up. He's averaging a little under 4 yards per carry. He's obviously going to be a nightmare out of the backfield in the receiving game. That is what gives me the most concern because Oluokun and Devin Lloyd have in the past struggled there. But look, through 3 games, we've talked about a bunch. Both those guys have played outstanding. And this is a great opportunity that if they can at least limit CMC in the receiving game, you need to really start talking about both these guys as at least Pro Bowl type players.
I was just about to bring up CMC and the catching game. This is going to be a big game for Devin Lloyd and Foye to make sure that you do not lose him when he goes out for a pass. You need to make sure you stick on him incredibly much. I maybe stick maybe a safety or even Jordan Lewis because that's really their only star on offense right now. They have Ricky Pearsall, who a good wide receiver, not a star of any means. They have Jennings. Oh, wait, no, he's actually also hurt. So you just don't have much going on for you with the 49ers. So do not let their one star who's not hurt break you. So do what you need to, put whoever you need to on him, and make sure you stick on him like glue and just shut CMC down.
Look, hey, one other thing that, and we'll give keys to the game in a minute. And we don't typically like to highlight this portion of it because it's not really the football portion. But good Lord, the Jags need to slow down on penalties on both the offense and defensive side of the ball. Like we there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up, and that's an easy way that they would be able to extend drives with just some penalties if we're not careful.
I will say, speaking of former Jags, of course, Mac Jones is day to day, so it's probably Brock Purdy, could be Mac Jones, but he's also hurt. And then I've seen Curtis Rourke, their third string, is also injured as well. But I also wanted to say Luke Farrell, a longtime Jag, is also on the 49ers roster. He has 3 catches for the year. So please don't let Luke Farrell have a big game. We've done good so far at limiting any sort of revenge games from past Jags, but let's make sure if it is Mac Jones, don't allow any sort of revenge game here.
I think they've already ruled out Mac Jones, by the way, with his knee. The reports are maybe Brock Purdy will be ready to start as the starter this week. So they're not even that confident that might happen. So that'd be crazy to see who they end up playing if he can't play. I mean, I know in the first game, we weren't worried about getting to Bryce Young, and Saunders played more as a big nose. I think this is a time for him to play again. I don't like sitting Mason Smith. He had 2 pressures last game. He's played very well. I don't know why we keep having Austin Johnson as a active guy. Maybe it's on special teams. I'm not really sure, but he really hasn't given us anything on defense. I would have Saunders start, get a nice big nose, plug up the run, and just don't let CMC eat you alive.
Okay, it's time to look at the keys to the victory for the Jaguars. These are keys we give on offense and defense that if we feel like the Jags can hit this, then we have a really, really good chance of winning on Sunday. I'm just going to pat ourselves on the back a little bit. We've been doing really well at calling the keys that when the Jags have hit them, we've won. And when we fail to hit them, we've not won. And that's part of the reason we're 2-1. So hopefully Jags are listening, Coach Cohen and Jags players, so we can go 3-1 on Sunday. But who wants to get us started? Offensive keys to victory for the Jags here.
I'll start it off. My offensive key is when you have the chance to put the game away, put it away. The 49ers can hang around and still upset you. We let the Bengals hang around. They won. We let Houston hang around, and we did put away the game at the very end. But for the offense, I want to see when you have the opportunity to drive down and put this game out of reach, you do it. Do not give up a turnover or punt it away or whatever. When you have the chance to bury them, you bury them. I am tired of seeing no points on turnovers or we're up by a touchdown. We have the chance to drive, go put it 2 scores out, and then we don't get it done. I want to see us in the right opportune moments put the game out of reach.
That'd be great if you get the opportunity. That is, I've been preaching that to the choir all season for the Jags, and I'm a Knowles fan. And you just got to finish when you get the opportunity. Finish the team. Don't give them hope. Don't give them a chance. Make sure you finish off the game. So I love that. I'm going to stick with what Joey, you and I talked a bunch on the offense breakdown, and that's establishing the run. Look, when the Jags offense have had a ton of success, it has been when we've run the ball really well. We scored 26 and 27 points in those first 2 games when we established the run. And so I think the key stat is going to be, can the Jaguars average over 4 yards per carry on the ground? And that should, I think, allow you, number one, to win time of possession, and number two, cause you to have, when it's third down, third and short, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 1, much more manageable than way too many 3rd and longs that we had last week against Houston. So win the time of possession, own the ground, and a lot of times, too, that allows you to force your will in the fourth quarter when the defense is tired. So run the ball, establish run, get that yards per carry over 4 yards on Sunday.
I think that's great. Look, there's so many different ways I feel like we can win, whether it's Trevor succeeding, whether it's on the ground. I went with turnovers last week. This week, I'm just going to go with total points. If Jacksonville can score 20 points, I don't really see a way the 49ers win this game. With how we're playing and with their expectations, I just like what we're doing. Defensively, for me, it's their number one wide receiver. Consistently, all 3 of these games, the number one wide receiver has had a monster game against Jacksonville. Even Tet McMillan, making his first start as a rookie, had a nice game for 60 yards. Obviously, Jamar Chase had a monster game, and then even Nico Collins went over 100. I guess it's Ricky Pearsall probably is their number one wide receiver. We just can't give up more than 75 yards to their best wide receiver. CMC will get his, but as long as you limit anybody else hurting you, you're going to put yourself in a position to win that game.
It's been one of my keys a lot, more so in offense, but I'm actually going to use it defensively, and that's start fast. Part of the reason the Jaguars typically have struggled on the West Coast, other than just having some bad teams, is there's always a talk of jet lag and stuff like that. Well, part of that is just starting slow. And if you can start fast on defense, like you did last week, get some 3 and outs, get in whoever it is, whether it's Brock Purdy or, their 4th-string quarterback, whoever is starting for them, get after him, especially if it's the 4th-stringer. But Purdy as well. Purdy's not super mobile, so you do have an opportunity to get after him and to make some big plays. But I'm going to say you need to limit them to under 10 points in the first half. Like if you give up 3 field goals, 9 points, I still feel really good. Because to your point, JT, if you're scoring 20 points overall, 9 and 9, 18, that's still a victory. So get them single digits in the first half on points.
You say start off fast. I like that. I think we have to continue the turnovers. We've had 3 in the last 3 games. Every single game, 3 turnovers. It has been a calling card for our defense right now. I don't think we need 3, but 1 to 2 would be huge in this game, I think. And the defense, you have to make sure CMC does not just take off. He can take over a game. He can have like 200 yards rushing and 100 yards catching. He's a dual threat. You also bring up Brock Purdy's not mobile. Well, he's got that toe issue coming back, so it's going to make him even less mobile. So go ahead, tee off on him, and just make sure you corral Christian McCaffrey because he is a game changer and just the only spark that they have. If you have him a quiet night, you'll win this game.
Score prediction time. Who wants to go first?
I can go first. I know I started this episode saying the Jags are going to blow out the 49ers, and man, oh man, I cheered and hoped for that. I just don't think that's the case. I am a little bit concerned that you can come off this emotional high where you finally get the bear off your back of beating Houston, and you can have a little bit of an emotional letdown. That's why I'm emphasizing the fast start so much. I'm a little concerned that I could see us down in the first half and need a second half comeback. So I'm probably going to have the highest prediction of the three of us, but I do still love the Jacksonville Jaguars winning this game. Give me the Jaguars 24 to the 49ers 20.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's a little higher than I have it. I think this is going to be another pretty low scoring game. Defensive battle. Offense is going to play better with a stout defense. We score 17 again to them only scoring 6 because they don't have the weapons. Our defense plays incredible, keeps them. They only get 2 field goals. We go ahead and we win 17-6.
17-6. Joey, if we only give up 6 points to this team, to me, that is okay.
We're the 2017 Jags.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, yeah, we have a defense that is probably top 15, top 10. Like that would be incredible. So that would be very exciting to see. And look, spot-wise, look, we've never won in California. But here's the reality, too. The 49ers are extremely lucky to be 3-0. This is like script-wise, this is their time to lose a game. And why not against the Jags? Give me 20-17 with the Jags with a win, moving us to 3-1, beating the 49ers for the first time in California, beating the 49ers for the first time, period, in 20 years. That's what I think is going to happen. Give me the Jags 20-17, 3 for 3, Jag Bros all picking a Jags victory.
Y'all are against our defense. We almost held the Houston Texans to 3 points. They have a hurt quarterback who most likely will start. So he'll be immobile. You got no tight end. You got no wide receiver. I think our defense is going to tee off, and they're not going to be able to move the ball.
The Jags also criminally struggle against backup quarterbacks, but I like it. I mean, if you shut the 49ers at home to 6 points, the Jags are going to be the talk of the NFL. And I want to give one shout out. Last week, the 2 closest to the predictions was Duuuval T87 for the second time, and then Pink ET in season. Both were 11 points off, so no one predicted such a low-scoring game. Shout out to them. Make sure you drop your predictions. Shout out to us. We're 2-1, and I just typed it into ChatGPT, so we're going to see who's smarter on Jags ball, Jag Bros, or ChatGPT, because they do have the 49ers winning in an even higher scoring game than me with 49ers 27 to the Jags 23. So let's hope the Jag Bros know more ball than ChatGPT.
No way. Maybe if they had every single one of their starters playing. Well, there you have it. 3 victories for the Jaguars. It's going to be a great game. This one is in the afternoon. It's 3:05 Central, 4:05 Eastern time. It is going to be over in San Francisco. So I hope everyone can travel out there that can and go cheer on the Jags. And we go ahead and take this victory, taking us to 3-1. And it is going to be a great day to be a Jaguar in the afternoon, Sunday. Let's go.
Duuuval.